Now it's time for your eye in the sky for the next 6 weeks' weather. Brought to you by Hawkeye Pro from Ravensdown, where the proof is in the paddock.
Well, it is time for the weather, and one of my favourite segments of the week, and one of my favourite gentlemen sitting right here next to us, Tony T. Welcome.
Too kind, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been very cold.
Well,
properly cold.
It has been, but I think that's the point, isn't it? Properly cold. This is what we would expect for winter. You know, there's been some people saying, oh, it's almost unusually cold.
Oh, no.
But I don't know quite where those people have been in recent years, because this is the middle of winter. These type of frosts, chilly mornings, cool days are exactly what you'd expect at this time of year. So it's not that unusual, it's just seasonal.
I was in Auckland over the weekend at the football, Saturday and Sunday in Auckland. It was god-awful. It was hardly 10 degrees on Sunday afternoon, pouring with rain. We were sitting outside, freezing. Dave Worsley said to me, these are the 2 coldest days in Auckland this year, and you're here to enjoy them.
That's not cold. In Methven, we're -4s, -3s.
There it was like wet and miserable and windy, and it was bitter, bone chilling. Like not Auckland. Like you go to Auckland, every time you get off the plane from the South Island, you go to Auckland, and it's 5 degrees warmer than you expect, right?
Yes.
But not last weekend.
Tony, looking up at Mount Hart, I think that they would be quite nervous around maybe potentially the El Nino kicking in already.
I don't think it's really kicking in already, but yes, it's been a relatively lean season for snow in terms of the number of events. There's been a couple of events that have put a reasonable amount of snow into Mount Hutt and some of the other fields as well. It's been a late start for many of those ski areas. But yeah, the frequency, the number of snow events has been, you can count them on 2 or 3 fingers. That's probably not going to change as we move forward through August. It's not like we're going to move into a very snowy period.
I have to tell you a funny thing. Every community has a notice board Facebook page. There was a lady there that said, we moved down from Auckland and we were promised at least 1 snow day a year, and we haven't had anything since. This was a couple of years ago. The comments were hilarious. Yes. Have you tried complaining to the council? Have you asked for your money back? It was very, very funny, the difference. But we had a snow day just the other day where it was actually on the ground in Methven. So,
right. So she would have been happy.
She's happy now.
How's Karen? Is she good?
Yes.
Right. Hey, okay, so let's have a look at it from today. What have we got for the next couple of weeks? Because my lovely little graphic here, which will be on screen because Cody's good like that, -2.3. That's
We're going to be colder than normal for the next 2 weeks. The airflow more from the southerly quarter than any other direction. High pressure to the west of the country is going to dominate. So that means not so much in terms of storminess, it's just cold airflow from the south, from south of New Zealand, from the Southern Ocean. So that probably means more of the frosty nights, cool, fine days prevailing, but the odd southerly change in there. So we're looking at one of those coming through on Friday, a possibility of a very brief skiff of snow to quite low levels in the east of the South Island on Friday or Friday night or early Saturday, and then again somewhere around mid next week as well. And neither of those are looking like being major snow events where you're going to have to panic about protecting your stock in a major way, but they're going to be cold enough for 24, 48 hours that you are going to want to take notice of them.
Are you talking snow to sea level?
Potentially so, particularly on Banks Peninsula. I think we might see that, top of the Port Hills, that sort of level. Maybe not quite down to sea level itself, but on the eastern plains it is possible. But with the high pressure in charge, it's going to be brief, and it's not going to be heavy snow. We're not going to be talking about inches and inches of it on the ground. We're talking rather more about looking out the window and seeing some of the flakes floating past.
And if you can hear that looking out our window is someone with a loud motorbike, so apologies for that. What's the fork that you've got there on screen? 50-50.
Well, we should talk about that. That's the middle week of August, the 2nd to 3rd week of August. There's a real split in the weather modelling for that period of time. Generally, what I'm doing when I'm looking at the 6-week forecasting data week by week is I'm seeing a majority of the runs of the computer model leaning in a certain direction. So most of them will go for a wet week, or a dry week, or a cold week, as we've got the first 2 weeks, right? This middle week of August is absolutely split down the middle. Half of the data's saying settled, fine, sunny, and the other half saying cloudy, rainy, northerly. It's completely split down the middle.
Is it not just forecasting weather in general, or is it not normally like that?
It's not normally like that, and that's the joke that people make, is to say, oh, well, forecasters say it could be this or it could be that. Most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the time, the data leans one way or another, and you can see what is the most likely outcome. But this is a classic example of a week that really could split one way or the other.
So from the 16th to the 10th to the 16th of August, it could either be really wet or it could either be really dry.
Totally dry. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well,
that's a great thing
that's
to
a
be.
brilliant forecast.
So we just have to say we can't forecast that week with any certainty at all. We just don't know at this point in time. There's actually more certainty about the weeks following it as being drier and warmer than there is about that particular week, which is unusual in weather forecasting.
That sounds very much like a Ken Ring moon forecast, when he just goes both ways the whole time and says this might happen or this might. Did I say that out loud?
To Ken,
He's
he
wrong.
doesn't do that.
Yes, he does.
With regards to the 17th of August to the 6th of September, this mild and dry, we don't really want an overly dry start to spring in the farming sector.
And it is concerning, and you can see from some of the numbers there on that graphic, particularly parts of the North Island, I think Waikato and Bay of Plenty are highlighted there as having quite significant rainfall deficits over the next 6 weeks. So that's not to say it'll be totally dry in those places, but it will very much be tending towards the drier side of things. And as we move into what is going to be a dry spring on the eastern parts of the South Island and many parts of the North Island, as that El Niño starts to wind up, the last thing you want is to start spring with a soil moisture deficit. We really need some rainfall events to recharge our soil moisture.
Where it is good is if you're break feeding.
As a short-term thing for farm operations, absolutely, it could be very helpful. But I think most farmers now are looking longer term at this El Niño and saying, I'd put up with a little bit of inconvenience in the next week or two if it enables me to keep feeding my stock further into November, December, January timeframe.
You love a dry August for calving. You just love a dry August for calving. I mean, there's nothing better than getting that first round and getting those cows in and being able to work out there with the sun going.
And they're happy.
Yeah, they're happy, you're happy, staff are happy. Because it is a particularly miserable experience sometimes. Hey, Tony, really appreciate your time. Now, if people do want to get more information from Blue Skies, how do they do that?
Find the Blue Skies website, blueskies.co.nz, and you'll find a number of pages on there. There's a page where you can learn about the seasonal and 6-week outlooks that you can subscribe to. If you're in Canterbury, there's a snow forecast that you can subscribe to as well. And the El Niño report, I know you're keen to get hold of the next version of that. It's coming. It's coming very, very soon, and there's a page where you can purchase that as well.
So if you were a betting man, how much each way would you put on El Niño actually being devastating at this stage now? Being
devastating? Well, if I've done my job properly and warned people well enough, it shouldn't be devastating. No. 100%, it's already here. And it will absolutely have an impact on our weather patterns through the spring and the summer. But the early warning of it, the predictable nature of how it unfolds as it goes through, means that people can plan for it. And if they have been planning for it, we may have already halved the potential devastation.
Yes. I can tell there was a conversation between my husband and a dairy farming friend around not wanting to sell each other any silage.
No,
that
don't
was
do
for
that.
sure.
keep all the... Rightio, Tony, appreciate your time, mate. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Indeed.
Next Gen Tech. Backed by 40 years of soil science, Hawkeye Pro delivers insights every 10 metres to lift your farm's efficiency and sustainability and profitability. If you want more proof in the paddock, visit hawkeye.farm today.